Have you ever heard a whisper in the wind that chills your spine? Or felt a presence in the room when you're all alone? Welcome, dear listener, to the chilling tale of the haunting of Willow House. In the heart of a forgotten town, blanketed by dense woods and shrouded in mist, stood the Willow House, a grand old mansion that bore witness to centuries. It was a place where time seemed to stand still, where the air felt heavy with countless untold stories. In the late 1800s, a wealthy family, the Harringtons, moved into the Willow House. They were charmed by its Gothic architecture, its grand rooms, and the sense of history that permeated the old wooden floors and stone walls. Little did they know they were not the only inhabitants of the house. Days turned into weeks, and weeks into months. The Harringtons settled into their new home, oblivious to the strange occurrences that started to unfold. Soft whispers echoed through the hallways, objects moved of their own accord, and cold spots appeared out of nowhere. One day, young Amelia Harrington, the middle child, found an old diary in the attic. It belonged to a girl named Abigail, who lived in the house over 100 years ago. Abigail wrote of a malevolent entity she called the Dark One that haunted Willow House. The Dark One, as Abigail described, was a shadowy figure that lurked in the corners of the house, invisible to the naked eye but always present. It fed off the fear of its inhabitants, growing stronger with each passing day. Amelia, consumed by curiosity, read the diary cover to cover, unknowingly inviting the entity closer. Strange things started to happen. The soft whispers grew louder, turning into eerie voices that whispered Amelia's name. The cold spots turned into freezing zones, causing breath to turn into frost. Objects didn't just move, they flew across rooms and shattered against walls. But it was the shadowy figure that terrified the Harringtons the most. It appeared in mirrors, at the end of hallways, and in the dead of night standing at the foot of their beds. It was always watching, always waiting. Fear gripped the Harrington family. They tried to leave, but the house wouldn't let them. The doors jammed, the windows wouldn't break, and the car wouldn't start. They were trapped. One by one, the Harringtons started to disappear. First, it was the father, then the mother, and finally, the youngest child. Only Amelia was left, the one who had unknowingly invited the Dark One into their lives. Terrified and alone, Amelia decided to confront the entity. Using clues from Abigail's diary, she performed a ritual to banish the Dark One. But did it work? Or did it only make things worse? As the sun rose, the house fell silent. Amelia was nowhere to be seen. The only thing left was the diary, lying open on the floor, its pages fluttering in the wind. On the last written page, 2 sentences stood out. The Dark One cannot be banished, it can only be passed on. And so the tale of the haunting of Willow House continues, its ending as elusive as the mist that surrounds it. Who was the Dark One? What happened to Amelia? Is the entity still lurking in the house, waiting for its next victim? Only time will tell, dear listener, only time will tell.